Freshmen. So it is that time. Once again, Kalamazoo will have hundreds of freshmen descending on it like locusts. So this got me thinking, what advice would you give to incoming freshmen? Christine says, take a class or tutorial on how financial aid works. Refunds and credits from aid not supposed to fund your spring break. Mark says, whenever you finish writing a paper, go back to the top and search for the word that. Most often, if you remove it from the sentence, your wording will be stronger and it will read more concisely. Professors will notice that. Professors will notice. Lauren says, watch out for rapey people. Take care of each other, ladies. Boys use the T method for determining consent. This British woman came up with this consent thing dealing with tea.
Right. Like,
has someone ever said, hey, would you like some tea? And you go, yeah, that sounds really great. But halfway through making the tea, you're like, you know what? I really don't want to stick around for tea. You can't force someone to have tea, even if they said they wanted tea before. It doesn't mean they have to have the tea now. No, there are no oolong jokes. Jen says, spend some time in absolute quiet every day. It's how I got to know myself. Leslie says, you have moved on to a new chapter in your life. High school is now behind you and you are starting new. This applies to anyone. Maybe you were the star quarterback for your school. Well, you aren't anymore, but that's okay. Great even, because now you can start something new. Find out who you can be without the excessive baggage of what people thought you were. Lisa says, you're there to learn skills, not just to get a piece of paper. It's not a ticket to a job. What you can do is all the employers care about. Don't just go through the motions, do the work for real, and leave a more well-rounded person. Mike says, don't get so caught up in this whole learning experience that you forget to make it an experience. Brescian says, your fellow students are your most important teachers. Nikki says, get off of campus sometimes and explore the community that supports your school. Nick says, college is kind of like high school, there's a lot more after. Kalamazoo will rock your world, but treat her nice and she will F your brains out. Carrie says, if it's free and isn't illegal, do it. Eric says, step outside your comfort zone. There's a lot to learn and most of it's outside the classroom. Befriend people who look and think differently than you. Try food and drinks you've never had. Travel outside the US. Date someone who doesn't fit your idea of the perfect partner. He also adds, you'll never encounter a single employer that asks for or cares about your GPA after you graduate. Good point. With that in mind, it's okay to trade studying for an occasional test with an epic road trip with friends. Miranda says there are a lot of one-way streets in Kalamazoo, so learn them quickly and watch for signs that you're on one. Learn, grow, reinvent yourself. Now is the time. Dye your hair funky colors, get a tattoo, have a road trip, use that free bus pass called a student ID and explore the city. Planned Parenthood's on that bus line. They have free condoms. Use them. Join a school organization. If you end up not liking it, drop it and join another one. Try things. Keep trying things. Again, now is the time. Josh says, take a shower on a regular basis. We're all on the same team here, buddy. Matt says, 2 words, banana car. Aaron says, know the airspeed velocity of an unladen swallow. Sunny says, B-movies and coffee are just as fun as drinking. Start with trauma. He and I should know. Karen says, call your parents more than once a month. And don't just call because you need money. Don't be afraid to tell them you're struggling. Do not be afraid to talk to a professor or teaching assistant if you are struggling with a class. They might actually provide you with resources to help you. Most importantly, if a teacher offers extra credit at any point in the semester, do it. It could make the difference in your final grade, and you know they won't offer it at the end of the semester when it really matters. Barb says, never be afraid to ask questions. That's how you learn. Never be scared to ask for help. So my personal advice, 4 years seems like a lifetime when you're just starting out. But you'll be surprised by how fast it goes. Have fun, but be safe. Stay on target, but stop to smell the roses on occasion. Get to know Kalamazoo. This city is amazing and it offers so much. If you stay in your dorm all 4 years, you're really doing yourself a disservice. Look out for each other. Parties do get out of hand and fun can quickly turn into not so much fun. You're all in this together. Make sure everyone gets home safely. Be respectful and kind to yourself and trust your gut. Welcome to Kalamazoo, freshmen. That's all for right now. Remember, like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, click the link to subscribe below, and remember, if you can't be nicer or smarter, be quieter.